First, the investment in the ECAP program, the state-run early childhood education program. We added 2,250 slots, which is the largest addition since the program first came into being back in mid-80s. So, single greatest investment in making sure children have access to early childhood education. We fairly significantly raised the reimbursement rates for those who provide the care, knowing full well that we're trying to treat these people as professionals now, and funded the training of these individuals in the hopes that what we're going to create is a system that will provide training in how do we make sure these children are ready to learn when they hit kindergarten and be proficient in math, science, reading, writing, arts, music, foreign language, potentially. All of those things can't do it if they don't have a good early childhood education opportunity. And the last one is one that you've got going here, which is our quality rating system, which is we've invested money now so that we're going to reimburse you greater if you have a higher quality of early childhood education in your facility as an incentive to get people to get the training, to get the professionals, to make sure that all of the things that we want done there is being done. We're not going to be able to do that if we don't start putting some incentives in the system to raise the level of proficiency inside those daycare centers in particular. So it was an all-around. Those who are in this area are claiming this, piggybacking on what we started is the single best they've seen ever. Finally, we're going to get to doing what we need to be doing in early childhood education. So very successful.
With the quality rating program, there's a partnering going on with a private philanthropic organization, Thrive by Five, and the Gates Foundation is also involved. And so we're going, because the state is not going to be able to do it all, so we're really going to be leveraging that. And there are going to be 3 piloted sites for putting this quality rating improvement system in place, and they're going to be in Yakima, White Center, and Spokane. White Center in Seattle and Spokane. And that builds on the work that's been done by the early learning collaborative efforts here, Success by Six, and the work of the YMCA and so forth. So it's going to be great to have that. Eventually, what's envisioned to be a statewide system where parents will be able to know what level of accreditation their child care facility has, both family and centers, and then there'll be some incentives for pay for the people who are trained in those as well.
And on Thrive by Five, they've already put in over $100 million of business and philanthropic contributions. This is unique in the country. This partnership between the state and the private nonprofit sector. It's a 501c3. We have a new executive director now. Bill Gates Sr. and I co-chair it. The fact of the matter is everybody in early childhood education in the country is looking at Washington State and saying, this may be the wave of the future. This may be the ticket to success in early childhood education. You simply can't rely on the state. You have got to rely on a partnership in the community. You've got that going here, but you are ahead of much of what else is going on in the state. So that's what we're trying to say is this is not a state function or a federal function. This is a partnership function.
What's the next step?
In early childhood?
For Washington State.
In this arena?
Mm-hmm.
When we chose, for the quality rating, we chose the 3 pilots that Lisa just referred to. When we chose, let's pilot 2 of our toughest areas to see if we can really make a difference in early childhood education. We chose Yakima and White Center if Yakima and White Center chose us. So the idea was they had to partner. They had to partner. So out of that, we hope, the problems, low income, multilingual. White Center got a huge gang problem, so on. So what we were trying to do is find 2 of the toughest areas of the state and say, if we can get it right with the best practices here, we can get it right anywhere in the state. If we can build a community here that will support early childhood education, we can build it anywhere in the state. So we're in the process of doing that. Both communities have come together and said, now we want you, so we're moving in and making that happen. And we're partnering early childhood education with our all-day kindergarten program. where we're phasing in all-day kindergarten, and you get it's 10% per year phasing it in, starting with the lowest income schools, free and reduced lunch. But even they are not eligible unless they are partnering with the early childhood education community. What we're trying to do is make it seamless and not silo early childhood education and kindergarten, but say you have to be working together. And if you're working together, you will raise the level for these children dramatically. So that's the next phase. And we funded all-day kindergarten 10% this next year, 10% the year after, in the hopes that we can keep moving forward on that.
And that priority structure you talked about, going to the chapter schools first, is that district by district? I mean, that's not individual school by individual school.
No, in full day kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's across the state, district by district.
Right. But the condition precedent is they have to be partnering with their community-based early childhood education. Candidly, it's an incentive to get that going. If they don't now have it and they want all-day kindergarten, then that's what they've got to do to get it.
Is there anybody who resists that? Or is there
No, but they haven't done it. They just haven't done it. I mean, you have it here, but let me say, here in Vancouver are probably two of the best areas in the state. Outside these two areas, there really isn't this really huge emphasis on community-based early childhood education and partnering with the K-12 system.